Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share my first look at the Panasonic Lumix S 40mm f2 lens. Now, this was announced a little over a month ago. It retails for around $400 US. I'll include a link in the description. And in full disclosure, this was not furnished to me by the manufacturer for review purposes, but rather I purchased it. And I did so because I knew this lens was going to be excellent. If you're looking for the most compact prime that exists for the S9, the TT Artisan 40 f2 has been out now for some time. It's under $200, $168 to be exact, and it's a solid lens. I'll include a link in the description. The only downside to this lens, if you're a fan of the character that it has, is really the fact that when recording video, it can record its own autofocus motors while focusing. It's not a huge issue, but it's still something you need to know. I think that at $168, you really can't go wrong with it. If you already own one, you're probably asking yourself whether or not you should purchase this Panasonic, like why you'd even be considering it. And by the way, the build quality on this lens is excellent. TT Artisan, they really deserve a lot of credit for what they've done here. It's a great little lens. It's a little bit heavier than the brand new 40mm f2 Lumix lens. It's about 30 some odd grams in difference. But what I would argue is the reason that it's more than twice the price is the quality. And that's if you're a video shooter like me. And if you own an S9 and you're not a video shooter, then the TT Artisan is probably going to be good enough. But this is better optically, at least in the very small amount of time I've spent with it. Granted, I just got it out of the box and really couldn't control myself. I was very excited about using this. So I don't have in-depth experience with it yet. But just preliminarily, the stills and video that I shot with it are both excellent. And that's something that sometimes you can say of affordable primes from different manufacturers. Like I've got, Nikon's 40 f2 here, very similar in size and build quality, but there's no question the Panasonic lens is better. No question at all. At least, I've been using the Nikon for a while. Granted, I just got the Pani in, but I'm really liking what I see. And, having obviously the dedicated focus switch and then the programmable button, which again, most people are going to want to use that to crop in, turn this into an 80 mil. I think that this is the no-brainer lens besides, of course, the kit lens 18-40, which I also own. I mean, realistically, if you have these two lenses, any casual shooter, I think is going to be really happy. If you're a parent, a grandparent, and you want to get an affordable full-frame camera that's going to blow away your iPhone or Android device, you're looking at it, folks. The S9 is a great little camera. I'll be doing more coverage of it, especially now that the 40mm is in hand, because it really changes this into the everyday carry I was waiting for. The 18-40 is serviceable. It's great for video. It's awesome to have an 18mm pancake like this that keeps the form of this camera compact, really one of the smallest on the market at a little over a pound. But when you throw this 40 on here, it really gives you a level of quality that you cannot achieve, obviously, with the aperture on this lens. And then, compression is solid. The video performance is excellent. And that's really one of the biggest draws for me, is that the S9 is a video machine that happens to take exceptional 24 megapixel stills, even though it has no mechanical shutter. So this has to be a great video lens, and from the little bit I've shot with it so far, it is. And of course, with Panasonic's IBIS, do I really need to say more? I just wish the S9 was weather sealed like this little 40 f2 is. But either way, this video is about the brand new Lumix 40 f2, and I am really excited that it's here, and I think the hype is real, folks. Granted, I need to spend more time with it, but right now, Sony just sent over the RX1 Mark III, and I can't help but put these two side by side and look at them and say, wow, it's like the Sony is a $5,100 camera with a 61 megapixel sensor and autofocus that is better than the S9. But with this lens, the gap closes in a real way, because all of a sudden we have nearly the same optical performance. Of course, very different characteristics with the Zeiss versus the Panasonic 40mm. And of course, one's a brand new, not just modern lens, whereas this one is, circa 2012, the lens on the RX1. but the body is very similar in size. The real difference is build quality with the Sony, and of course the 61 megapixel sensor as opposed to the 24, and the fact that we do have a leaf shutter here as opposed to only electronic. But that's a comparison I'm not really trying to get into. It's just one of those things that until this lens officially dropped, I tried to fill the gap with the TT Artisans. This is a step above that, not just in that it lost some weight, but that it outperforms it optically, both for stills and video. No question about it. Even though I've only had a little experience, I can tell you that right now. The price to performance ratio is real. So, first look at, again, the Lumix S Series 40 f2. And by the way, again, you could use this on any L-mount camera, but there's no question Panasonic made it for the S9, and I am thankful that they did. This camera may be a little over 2 years old, but it's still one of the best options out there for anyone looking for an affordable photographic tool, whether it's just for, weekend trips, everyday carry, the kids, grandkids, like I mentioned before, or you actually are a content creator. This really wears all of the hats, folks, even if it has no EVF. Kudos to Panasonic. I know I'm going to love this lens. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them at that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.